You've been searching online for one simple question, you still can't find it. Defense in college football 26. Well, don't worry. In this video, I'm breaking down the best defense right now that you need to implement into your game plan in college football 26. You don't want to miss this one. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so not breaking any news here, but this game's nothing like Madden 26. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into coaching adjustments. We're going to always make sure we have these, set up correctly. But we're going to start with our safety depth on close, and we're going to leave our zone drops on default, and we're going to come into cover 6. And so this game, you're going to have to play coverage, and you're going to have to contain the quarterback. Those are kind of the two things. Obviously, having sheds is valuable, but being in a defense that gives you so much versatility, like the dime 2-3 odd, which we're in the 3-4 defense right here, you're just going to see when we have all three of our zone drops on, you're just going to see how this defense plays. Now, granted, you're going to need to introduce that fourth rusher or blitz somebody to get pressure. But you can just see how our coverage is going to play in the back end. This is the beautiful part about a cover 6 match defense, because what you're able to see is just blanket coverage. We're able to match onto their crosser. We're able to take their flat route pretty much immediately as he breaks outside. And then we're able to just close this window right here and make this a tough throw. So what we're going to do right here is actually going to press our defense, probably back off that outside corner right there and blitz our slot corner. So now we're introducing that fourth rusher. We're going to pass him in our defense, and now you're just kind of see how our match coverage plays. So boom, we're going to take it, and so now we're able to get much quicker pressure because we have that fourth rusher introduced. So what you're going to see is when we take a look at this instant replay, boom, crosser gets guarded by our inside quarter, boom, strapped up. Now, granted, this starts all as zone coverage, so super easy. You can do this out of a lot of different things. And then you're able to see our hook is able to bracket that core route and take that away. So what BLT, if they called a super common route combination where they're going to motion their tight end over and they're going to call a drag and a crossing route, right? So all we're going to do out of this same cover 6 defense is press our defense, pass commit our defense, and it's gonna look something like this. Again, I would probably back off that outside corner on the right, but you're gonna see when they go ahead and take the snap, you have a good user, and then we get a quick little shed. You pass the flat route, or excuse me, the drag route off to the other match defender on the other side of the field. So boom, you see, we take it, and then it's gonna pass it off to this guy, he's gonna take it, but also he's taking away this core route right here. So, it's just beautiful for us. And then our crosser, once again, is guarded. So you guys like to ask, BLT, how do we stop crossing routes? BLT, how do we stop drag routes? Match coverage is a great way to do that, but it's predicated on your user, because you see, if my user wasn't in position right here, they would be able to hit this pass in the middle, and then obviously you see our pass rush sending 4 is able to clean up the play. So that's how I would use match coverage, specifically from like a cover 4 or a cover 6 match defense to play really good coverage. All right, so once again, we're gonna be in the dime 2-3 odd formation, 3-4 defense, but we're gonna talk about how we can go ahead and stop flood concepts from this defense, more so corner routes. So in the recent CFB 26 title update, much like they did in Madden, they made it to where these stem down corner routes aren't as good, right? So we understand that, but corner routes are still going to be useful at any point. So what people are gonna do is they're gonna call a flood concept, right? And so what we're going to do, I just broke this down in a YouTube short on Madden. All we're gonna do is run just a double mabel coverage, at least right here on this right side. So just mabeling this side, we have a hook, we have a curl flat, we have a 20-yard flat, and then we obviously have our deep pass. So what's gonna happen here is we're just gonna take this snap, and you're gonna be able to see when they try to throw that corner out, our flat is sitting right there in that area to break on it. It's actually so easy. And then you can also see this arrow this arrow right here gets taken away by our curl flat defender. And again, super easy. And then, it's just great flow. It really just is great flow. But once again, I would always introduce that extra pass rusher here, back off that corner. You can just run a cover 2 defense, or you can set up the defense yourself. Now, the great thing is, and this is a key, and I do not want you guys to skip this part. So if I was trying to stop a flood contact on the right, I would want to only set up our mabel on that right side. So what I would do is I would press Y, Y, X, okay? And then we're going to hold LB to custom zone him, and then we're gonna bring him back down. So he started in a 20-yard flat, but now he comes back down into our basically 5-yard flat right at the line of scrimmage. Great, so now we also have our 4th rusher because of that. And so if they go ahead and set up just a regular flood concept to one side of the field, just like this, and now you can just see, once again, corner out, break on ball, intercepted, very, very easy for us. But everything else in the field is also taken away. You have your pressure from that extra slot corner blitz. So boom, you see slot corner comes in, he's gonna muddy up the pocket. You can see quarterback really doesn't have anywhere to go. And then you can also see, now granted, I don't have a user on the field, but your user would be guarding this backside drag, and then there's nothing for you to worry about. This is just beautiful textbook defense. Again, you guys talk about how do you stop check-ins, how do you stop corner routes, how do you stop them at the same time. This defense is exactly how you're going to do that. Boom. It's just easy. You know, you have your 5-yard flat, and then you have your 20. So that would be how I would stop flood concepts here in college football 26. But before I break down the best part of this defense, which is the crazy blitz, I need you to go down below, hit that like button, hit subscribe so you never miss these weekly college football 26 breakdowns. All right, so that blitz I'm talking about is going to be this, once again, dime 2-3 odd, 3 safeties on blitz. I actually broke this down in Victory Formation GG, so I'd recommend you guys go subscribe over there. Use code BLT for 20% off, of course. But all we're going to do to set up this blitz is just pass commit. That's all you really need to do. Pass commit your defense. And this is the key, okay? You need to make sure you're paying attention to this. This linebacker right here, you need to hover him right over this guard and turn him outside. So in this case, that's going to be turning him to the right. That's what I'm gonna do right here. They're gonna take the snap. Now I turn the guard outside, and boom, one of our guys coming in free. Now, normally your safety that comes flying in, he's going to be the guy that actually kind of makes this play. But because, you know, offensive line glitches out right here, they have no idea what's going on, they end up letting one of the defensive linemen come in free. And like I said, this is the best blitz right now, in my opinion, in college football 26, because you guys play against custom sons and you understand, or excuse me, you use them, and you just understand that you can't contain the quarterback. So it's not really a viable way to actually play defense right now, in my opinion. But all we're going to do, once again, take it, and then you're able to see top safety comes in free. Now that's obviously when they send 5 out. And let me tell you, this blitz is still gonna work totally fine, totally normal when they actually block their running back. But key element right here, again, watch the right guard. I turn him outside with my user. So that's all it is. You're just moving out towards the sideline on that side. Turn him outside so that then the rest of the line goes that way on that side. And so then you just let a safety come in free. Again, just a 5-man rush. So this is really just 5 against 5. But that delayed blitz from that top safety is really what makes this go. So we go through it a couple more times here. This time they're going to block their running back, but we're once again going to turn him outside, and then you see the running back doesn't recognize your guy. It really is that easy, that simple. Boom. I mean, we can look at the replay. It's the same thing. It's so, like, this game is just so detail oriented. The technique, turning this guy outside and just making it. Now, granted, you want to have a good user still. You see I'm kind of running into no man's land here, but you would turn him outside, then get back to the middle. That's all you need to do, and you can see it makes all the difference here. The running back doesn't even recognize our top safety flying in because we're turning the entire offensive line outside and towards the sideline. Really, we'll go through it one last time here so I can kind of show you guys one more thing. And that one more thing is just that you have really unlimited coverage capabilities now that you're able to get this good of a blitz. If you want to, you can totally walk your safety down, man him up on, let's say their A button, and then you can also see, because we have match coverage on in this case, that's what you would want to run with our seam flats. We're going to be able to play match coverage on pretty much anything this outside B receiver would want to run right here. So again, they're going to block their running back, and we're just going to stand right over here, pass commit our defense, boom, turn this guy outside. Once again, running back has absolutely no chance, and again, it's very critical that you turn the guard outside and then get back to the middle to guard anything else that might be breaking over the middle of the field. boom, turn him outside, and then you can see in this case, number 1 would be running inside, so that would totally be the guy that you need to be looking at. Or you could just man, if you know what the play is called, just man this safety up onto the most prominent receiver, in this case the outside B receiver, and then it's perfect defense. But really, regardless, you just get flying pressure. Whether they block the running back, they send 5 out, because it's the critical detail of swooping outside and making sure that that guard actually can't block you or anyone else. Alright, and if you want all the best defense tips and strategies for the rest of the year in college football 26, I'm the only one that's going to be breaking it down consistently here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, and if you want to know how to run the best offense in college football 26, click this video right here where I show you the UCLA game plan. It's been BLT. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.